stay out of that stuff, please. I figured this would be a good time to consult with the spiritual world, since they've done a lot to save my ass lately. A lot to save my ass lately. And I realized it must have taken a huge expenditure of energy. And then the dogs just tripped out on me because I probably smell like curry. Join in. Ba-rum-ba-bum-bum. I don't know what to ask. Boot it. Boot it. Toot it and boot it. Toot it and boot it. Move it. Oh wow. Oh wow. Thank you. The thing is, when you trust me, it only makes me want you to be more trustworthy. Sometimes I'm human, and sometimes situations are out of my control, but loving me enough to trust me means a lot to me. But I've come to find some people's perceived trust in me is just so they can get some alone time away from me in order to continue on with their bad behavior. And I get that that's a risk you take when you trust someone. That's why I think when you give them that leeway and you learn to not trust, then you should probably believe yourself, I guess. And I realize how unfortunate it is. I lost relationships because of people presuming that my son and I had to have a relationship that we don't have. We don't have a mother-child relationship, something that should have actually solidified our relationship has ended it because the other person has been too jaded to let go of their doubt. And that's a sad thing, man. But real. And when it's based on haters and liars who swear that they know firsthand, have any kind of firsthand knowledge of it, it was pretty bad. And I pretty much think that almost anything I do, if I did it, then I'm willing to be responsible for my actions. And while I might try to argue my own extenuating circumstances, I can't argue that somebody made me do something, you know. I even thought somebody holding a gun to your hand and tell you to write a suicide note. Why would you? You might buy yourself a few seconds, but you might ultimately lead the investigation. That's true. I bet. Judge dread? The judge should be dreading. The judge should absolutely be dreading, because his rulings imprison my children and set precedent for future rulings of insanity and allowing crazy captors to keep you past the age of adulthood. Oh my God. But you, the victim, are counting on the legal system to say you're 18 and grant you your freaking freedom, not decide with your captors who are out of their freaking mind, but who will hurt you if after the fact, should you speak up and nothing happens, what you've seen happen over and over, all you do is ensure your own future torture. That's what you call the judge dread. That's what you call the judge fucking dread. They're freaking ruling. Have kept some little girl, a little boy, in the clutches of their captors beyond past the age of adulthood. They already suffered as children who tried to have their screams spun away as the nightmares or the result of their bipolar mother. And so they already learned nobody to help them as a kid, and no one fucking fight of hope at the age of 18. Only to have that psycho take the nice 5 or 6 years they've got still of your childhood and start to frame you for why they gotta go to court and say you're not capable of being an adult. And far too easily is the person, the victim, simply dismissed because it's crazy. You can't listen to the reasoned opinion that the high school graduate, the straight A student, the person that the intern with the police department absolutely love her. Now those people don't count. Only the psycho who's claiming she's out of control because she got a tattoo or some shit like that. When in reality, in this country, freedom is the measure of law. Not graduating from fucking high school. Compulsory education is totally against the Constitution, really. I understand, but it was in the best interest of our country, especially for world leaders, to make sure our citizenry is educated. And I believe healthcare and education are at the federal government because every citizen in this country deserves those things, not just people living in cultured yuppie states, but people living in Mississippi and Louisiana, these what would you term boobs to their legislature, still should be educated to a certain level, or society would delve into chaos even more. That I understand. Not to mention, on a worldwide poll of what is the most important things to people, medical care and education are the top of people's list. And therefore, that doesn't seem like a state concern. It seems like a national one, in my opinion. Just like environmental protections seem important to everybody in the world, not just in industrialized nations. That's the kind of reasoned argument apparently makes me crazy. That's the baffling part. The guy with the high school GED and went to paint college is the expert. The woman who went to college for a psychology degree, who is well-learned, well-read, articulate, 4.0 student in her subject, because she has moods of all things. When I realized, people don't always, I'm not trying to tell people what's on my mind. My mind is always thinking and comparing, contrasting, and observing. And so sometimes I'll hear a song on the radio that reminds me of my dead dad, and I'll go from laughing and having a good time to crying because that memory is sparked. And it's a sad thing. Even though before I heard that song, everybody was grab-assing and laughing and shit. So I can see how maybe to other people that seems like a sudden mood change, but to me it makes absolute fucking sense. But I'm not trying to be a victim, and so when they ask me what's wrong and stuff, I'll say nothing. Don't worry about it, because I'm also not trying to explain to somebody how badly I miss my dead father and continue to delve into that pain. That's why I'm freaking crazy, and that's why I understand being constantly just dismissed as a freaking person. Why I used to always wonder why would you shoot up a school of children of all things? And there's a level of dementia or craziness to attack children, to feel so desperate, so angry, so volatile that you would target children. To me, as a psychology major, and as why I'm a psychology member, I've always wondered what makes people do the things that they do. And so these school shootings and theater shootings and stuff really is a person driven, in my opinion, by some kind of extremely extreme extenuating circumstances. And I've gotten a first-hand freaking taste of it, and the fight or flight system is an involuntary part of being a human being, and fight or flight is not wrong according to your physiology to choose fight over flight. Some of us stand our ground and dig in, because what's the difference? We flee, they'll just catch up to us another time. So while most people, or I don't even know what the percentage is, or choose to flee when confronted, maybe because they're guilty ass motherfuckers, I tend to be the other way around, where I feel like I've lived my life mostly openly and on the up and up. So here I am, and if somebody's attacking me, I feel even further emboldened. As I said, throw the person simply by their attack is like, no, you got nothing on me. But how the legal system completely fail on a level of negligence that is unthinkable. And yet another even further reason to be dismissed. Even further reason to be dismissed as a crazy paranoid drug person, because the accusations are so unfucking thinkable. When a little girl can't handle PE and her concerned mother notices it and calls the school, for it to be turned into a witch hunt of the mother is beyond my comprehension. So yeah, everything part of me wants to reject such a thought, as impossible, when I know for a fact it's much more real than you would think. And especially how quickly some men are, if offered up a woman or a child, nah, nah, a woman or a child, to slut or whore, how quickly and then you read it. How quickly men can read it. So let's get in on that then. Where once again, the irony or the fucking contradiction is, if they were such a slut or whore and shit, you wouldn't have to take it, would you? And that, you know, how exactly do you fuck a demon out of somebody? Once again, from the morality police to the reality police, somebody brutally raped tends to become more of a demon, I think, than less of one. People like to throw Saw out there, the movie Saw, and that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That something like that happened to you for real does not make you more happy to be alive. And if anything, it might make you less happy to be happy alive, because now it's been confirmed to you that humanity is nothing but a nightmare. And even though you're a loser or a failure or whatever, it's not been taken to that level. I mean, the movie like that is based on somebody's fantasy, somebody's wishful thinking or idealistic thinking. Real human emotions do not work that way. And anybody who tries to prescribe to such a thing, in my opinion, is really just sick and wants to do it, and they weren't trying to justify it. And everybody put in the position to help and protect them turns away, and silences you, because they don't want to hear your continued logic, your continued facts in the face of their denial. Tell me something your message has told you that you don't know. How about this one? Surprised medical examiners doing autopsies on young women who find massive lesions to their brains from repeated date rape drugging, probably by family, friends. How about that one? Something, once again, I couldn't even conceive of. The magnitude of the reality is so great that my mind reels. And it makes me wonder how many medical examiners, because of the reality, although they know to look for date rape drugs and stuff, do they know to look for feedback loops like brain lesions? Or do they talk it up to some undiagnosed autoimmune disorder? That's what my fear is. My fear is the same thing, that the magnitude of that thought, of the thought of this beautiful young person in front of you being a captured victim is too much to wrap your mind around. Therefore, you explain it away as, oh, they must have had something else, like a parasite or something, even though there's no forensic evidence as such. And the horror grows and grows. It makes sense when you see then a video about God waking up the light workers early, because the magnitude of the depravity, the taking of another's will. Because how can you argue that you exercise of free will while taking another's? Seems like backwards or an oxymoron to say that, well, if I drug somebody unconscious and them, I'm just exercising my free will, when that person, if given the right to exercise their free will, would not choose such a path. And some might cry out for attention or change or anything. And I feel like, get back to my topic, somebody might target children in a school because the unbelievable dismissal of their personhood, their rights, while all these other people go about their lives laughing, chuckling, yelling shit out their driver window, dude. Continues to persist, and they want to hurt them as badly as they've been hurt. And that was my why I question it so much, because you have to check. Means you want to hurt somebody really bad, right? You really want to hurt them, and I don't think just your average everyday weirdo kind of thought. It's because they refused to open their eyes and see what was happening to you, and you're like, fuck them. Question? Ooh, me or you? Has been gone for a long time. No, he just wanted to spot. Yeah. Right. Same shot. Question. Sciatic nerve pain. Question. Stretching my hair. Once again, I dated a guy who first played salon with me, right? And he'd comb and brush my hair, but he had some knowledge of hair, and I think he began to realize her hair was cut, or her hair was further chemicalized, even though she hadn't done it to his knowledge. And instead of backing her, he just stopped playing with her hair. It's not because of denial. He can't believe somebody would actually be deliberately attacking somebody's hair like that. Maybe it would make a difference once he realizes hair follicle testing, and that simply dyeing your hair or damaging it's not enough to alter the hair follicle. Somebody's Hail Mary attempt of destroying the hair follicle. I already told him my face dictates to me that even if he were to bald me completely and remove every hair follicle from my head, body, that at the time of the hair follicle testing, the examiner would find some rogue hair come out of my ear or butt cheek or something that would be exactly what they would need. But you think that stops him? I don't know. Can't blame a guy for trying these days. Ask you what? Ask me. Or you ask me. I don't know what to ask. His hands are here. I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to reveal my location. It's here. I got who's decapitated. The Humane Society locked my nuts for you. They told me that dog, that Swerve's Panzer, was microchipped. And they told me that nobody was doing microchipping at the time. He was there for like 2 freaking weeks. I didn't take that one. I didn't own him by microchip. So I think they adopted him out. And the Humane Society themselves microchipped the dog. They microchipped him, and every time he runs away from his captors, they send him back. Even though I told them that I think the people who are abusing my dog are the ones that came and got him. So she has blonde hair. That must mean she's stupid or crazy. Hysterical. They're always, everybody thinks it's their dog. I don't understand the people that I'm dealing with. Let me tell you, you freaking cowardly. The wrath that you're going to bring upon yourself from taking out your stupid, petty grievances on a dog that was loved by everybody. I pray the backlash is enough to give you whiplash. You stupid, horrible, cruel motherfuckers. I know. Absolutely, that's fucking bringing me down to their level. I refuse to be their level, but they've crossed the motherfucking line. They did not pay rent. They fucking took my best friend and hurt him for protecting me because they can't admit to their own damn selves that they were at fault. And even that said, my boys have gotten in fights. I don't just put one of them down. Anybody who knows my dogs know they don't just bite everybody. There's a lot of people who have never been bit by them because I've never shown any kind of aggression around them. And my dogs allow people to reach a certain level of aggression. And although I admit sometimes they have acted proactively, in my opinion, too soon. However, they can hear and smell better than I can too. So while my dumbass is believing that they're not really trying to hurt me, my dogs know differently. And some people are able to admit that yeah, you know what, I fucked up. I was getting violent around the dog, and my Panther, his Panther because Kodo won't walk on leashes. She was pregnant or what? You fucking piece of shit. My Panther. He's a big. You petty, stupid motherfuckers. Petty, spoiled brat. Okay, I will stop recording. It's been too long anyway. You No, I'm sorry. Who are you? Who are different people? I needed I need to go back down. When did I record that? When that one? That one? Mm, 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 uh, uh, mm, 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 mm,